mongrel can have this back. Oh, he's just trying...
Сохранимся. Так, поехали дальше.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Блин, переодеть же их надо. Не? Так. Поехали дальше.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. Look, can we talk for a minute? Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know? No. The reason he did that was because, well, everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Dunk. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. Stupid, stupid thing to do. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to... See? I knew...
I don't understand. You look like a woman. Flirting. I don't know this word. Speak the common tongue. You are a... So it follows that you can't be a woman. So you understand my confusion, then? Women are priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight. What does that have to do with anything? No one gets to choose who they are. Of course not. It is who I am. That's not... A person is born. The size of his hands, whether he is clever or foolish, the land he comes from, the... Can they? Will...
Этим босым. Ладно. Господи, я не могу. Какой ты ржачный.
What do you need?
Собаку буду будет доставать еще. Так, ну мы с Алистером закончили. Давай
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Ну так пока. Блин, надо все-таки Морига надеть хоть как-то.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
You have fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Ладно.
You have fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Блин, ну у него тяжелый только снаряжение. Ух ты, какая красивая броня. Моя ты девочка. Это прям огонь. Так, ладно. Лёлька. Держи мое снаряжение. А Морик пусть надевает твое. Это так. Окей. Блин, я не могу, какая фантазма. Влияю на эту женщину. И, конечно же, у меня Steam не сохранил ее. Ну ладно. Ладно, все. Прекращаем развлекать. Возвращаемся. Да. давай сюда попробуем сходить.
Enemies approaching. Let's make this quick. Right. This should be easy enough. It's either you or me, and it isn't going to be me. Right. This should be easy enough. Enough! Right. In trouble! On it. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Excellent!
Так, стой, двор.
Yes. Sitting, as you observed. Your grasp of the obvious is remarkable. I did. Parshera. Was there anything? I am hardly surprised. To answer a question. Were you not? That is your answer. Why do you? Exactly. You don't ask, nor do I. The Arashok sends me and I go. Yes. I cannot go home. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. As you...
Let's get started. Right. Right. Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly. I am not threatening you. I am warning you. We have always defended ourselves when necessary. Sometimes harm comes to those with the best of intentions. Outsiders are like that, it seems. So I will repeat myself one last time. Go back the way you came, and do so quickly. Good. I suggest you avoid this area in the future, at least until we leave.
Да блин.
let's get started. On your guard! Alright, battle begins then!
Ну да, алло, оденься, ржавчина, как черт. Оденься, пожалуйста, черт.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected. Callow? It is a word in your tongue. It means without feathers, as a new-hatched bird. Then why ask? You probably give most people that impression. You'll get over it, eventually. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware. That is... I told you before that I was sent here. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brother. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing. Until the night week, they came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell. I heard the stories of Ostagar. Your kith stood their ground when others fled. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead. I only know that when I woke, I was no longer among my brothers. And my sword was gone from my hand. Perhaps. I searched for it. And when that failed, I asked my rescuers what had become of it. I killed them. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down. That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to... Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter, unarmed and alone, to bring my... They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Зараза, у меня дропнулся стрим, серьезно, только сейчас заметил. Сорян.
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now. Near Lake Callanhad. Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you. You called. I am hardly surprised. To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are. What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell. Does it? It's also his weakness. If he stumbles and falls over, it pins him on his back. It is better to armor yourself with no more than what you need. One life, one duty. You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your... Shall we move on? There is... interesting... You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things, like bread, but sweet and crumbly. I don't know what that means. Those little baked things, however. We have none of those in my homeland. This should be remedied. Shall we move on? Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own. To see faces that are and... I miss the smells of Saharon. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs. True. I was trying... Shall we move on? Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. I am hardly surprised. Very well. As you...
What do you need?
Yes. Well, here I am. What is meant by someone like me? And there were no... because then, there were... my fruit? I can't believe him. The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay. I was...
This should be easy enough.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
That makes me interested. This should now we get our hands dirty.
Make us reserve. Too easy. False
So what?
Right.
Trap. As you wish. Let's get started.
Прям музыка. Не, ну как же она хороша, я не могу классно поспеть. Тут написано. Должен появиться, когда путешествуешь от Лотаринга.
You called. I am hardly surprised. To put... No one has a place here. Oh, very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you...
Да почему
Indeed,
ты
indeed.
Yes.
А, ты все-таки запоминаешь, как пошли. Что там?
This should be easy enough.
Ох, ё. Сюда мне точно не надо было идти. Так, в Денерим, короче, не идем.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Right.
Что-то новое.
How did a child survive that? The crater is still smoking. It's a boy. 5 fingers, 5 toes. That's all that matters. Let's go home, Marta. And
Окей, это было странно.
Back off! I was here first. Why, you looking to buy one? A Q what? Oh, them. To tell the truth, this place... I got part of a glove the wolves didn't chew too badly, though. I know, don't say it. I got cheap. I knew the guy who was here before me. He sold me this spot. Said he found giants and all... He didn't mention that he'd taken everything, but his name's Ferrin. Squirrely little bastard, if you ask me. Which you didn't, but I said it anyway. He was going to Orzammar, he said. I imagine he's gotten... If you find him, tell him I sent you. It'll scare...
You called. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. I am hardly surprised. To put it, no one has a place here. Very well. As you...
Do you see the tower? The view from the top must be spectacular.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass. I am the person appointed to stop all unauthorized access to the Circle Tower. Meaning you, because you're unauthorized. Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it. Yes? Oh, a Grey Warden seal. Aha! You know, I have some documents too. They say I'm the Queen of Antiva. What do you think of that? Don't question, Royal. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you. Now, on your way, right now, go. Yes, be off with you. Much better thing.
Why, bless myself. What's a distinguished personage like yourself doing here? Of course, I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. I don't got a clue. Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester." And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. You go on ahead then.
Башка болит.
This should be easy enough.
Стоп.
I am led to understand that the Canary have their own mages as well. Is this so?
You would not understand.
Not understand? Is it mental capacity that you believe I lack? Or are you worried I will sympathize with my so-called brethren?
Take your pick.
Is that supposed to make me angry?
It means I find myself wishing that your people held proper, civilized attitudes towards magic.
That is a rather hostile thing to say.
And yet you continue speaking. Astonishing.
Да. Бедное море. Ладно, последние пару попыток и все. Башка раскалывается, пипец.
Right. Watch for the beast.
Да блин. Опять обходить всю карту. Может, разбойников хоть зарубить, я не знаю.
You know, I'm beginning to think...
Maybe.
Of course it's made up! You owe us 20 silvers to compensate for my annoyance.
Did she say she's a Grey Warden?
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a...
But are them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways. You don't...
There's really good...
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today. And just when we...
I sense something drawing near.
All right. We surrender. We're just trying to get by before the darkspawn get us all. Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts. Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much. Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of... It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tear and Logain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few... Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know? Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king. Tear and Logain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Ward. Well, then let me go! There aren't any. Just the Templars, and they'll execute me. I'm not going down.
Right. On it. As you wish. Begin the onslaught. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Blast! Make her be praised!
It is done.
This should be easy enough. As you wish. Right.
I'm just here to keep watch.
Are you here to make my head ache, or do you actually want to buy some? It is...
Да нет, фигня. Ладно. Блин, еще оскорбленный реагент нужен.
Yes?
Are you here to make my head ache, or... It isn't...
Хреново, что самых склянок-то у него нету. Как мне это поставить?
You were very quiet, Stan.
Only compared to some.
Ha! Those curs.
Neighbor fled the city yesterday.
Let.
So what does a dark spawn look like anyhow? Have you ever seen one?
So, are you going to continue staring at me as if I am covered in eels?
Eels would be something.
Prudery. How charming. I expected paranoia. This is much better. I prefer to be stared at lustfully, if at all.
Keep trying, then.
Oh? Then shall I demonstrate an act or two, and you may tell me hot or cold?
I'll save time. Cold.
You are a tease.
Leave us be. There's nothing we can do for you, and apparently nothing you... Yes, bandits set upon us. Right in sight of the town. You...
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings...
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's...
Окей. Блин, а можешь я все пройду? Посмотрим. Кем тогда будет цель заниматься, я не знаю. Но это еще долгое дело.